Alright. Alright. I started off camera today. Maybe that'll be my thing. Day 2. Alright, we're gonna bring it down a little bit for day 2. And we're gonna speak quietly into the microphone because my wife is asleep on the couch in the room over. And this house is made out of paper and concrete. Let's get straight to, first of all, yesterday I got a little out of hand, and I really kind of left out some crucial info. Maybe I didn't leave it out, I just didn't think to, or care to include it. Most of these stats we did go over yesterday. I mean, it's like, how many times can you repeat yourself? But I figure in the beginning, I'm trying to iron out, all of this is pretty set in stone. The 1600 calories is not very low for me. I will lose weight on it. Absolutely. And I don't want to lower it until I'm significantly lighter. Let's say, I mean, I can go down to 1200 without like really, if I'm cautious, I can go that low without like really wanting to eat my own hand. But I'd like to save that sort of cut for below, like below 180, below 170 maybe even. That's low because you don't want to go, I don't think I can reasonably go below 1200 calories. I mean, that's insane. My macros are, this is sort of a newer thing I'm doing. The first few times I lost weight, the first time I lost 100 plus pounds, I didn't do macros. I just counted my calories. I just cut as low as I could and lived my life. I find I'm really enjoying it now. One, because I know that I'm getting stronger because of the amount of protein I'm eating. And two, I find that the number that's lingering in my head is no longer this calorie number. Where if you've dieted for a long time, you know this base sort of haunts you on a daily on the daily. You kind of get haunted by your ideal calorie count. But I found that since I focus more on macros, I'm only thinking of hitting the protein, and everything else is secondary. And because the protein is so high, it does curb my appetite quite a bit. I think if you appropriately dose yourself out and you aren't doing anything too crazy, too suddenly, you really shouldn't have feverish pangs of hunger, unless they're purely psychological. And then that's on, you have to find out what that is and find out if that is what it is. But generally, if you're actually hungry or not, right? Because, you look at it, if I'm starving, chicken and broccoli is fine. If I'm not starving, but I'm hungry and I have no real reason to be, chicken and broccoli, I'm like, I don't want to eat that shit. Right? So that's probably the easiest way to distinguish. Hitting this protein goal and then just sort of filling the gap so I hit 1600 calories has been way easier than ignoring this, which is the opposite of what I first thought when I was younger and I first lost weight. I would always just focus on this because I was like, look, I'm doing enough. I'm fucking focusing on my calories. I don't want to think about this. But this has been great. And it also makes my lifts feel better. I am getting stronger. Which is, it's not going to last forever, getting stronger while eating 600 calories, but it will last for me for a while due to my size and how long it's been since I've really got into lifting weights. Speaking of 3 lifts, cardio, this is a baseline. Technically, the routine I'm doing is GZCLP. Maybe I could link it. Realistically, I kind of change it a little bit on my own. It's compound lifts. You do 3 days a week. It's a day A, day B, day A1, day B1, day A2, day B2, like this. Heavy squats, volume bench, heavy bench, volume squats, this type of thing. You alternate. What's your weight that you're doing at volume and what's your weight you're doing at a high weight. And then you kind of mix in accessories. I like to do arm stuff and back stuff. And that's really it. I mean, I'm also trying to think YouTube-wise, like, okay, it would make sense if I'm doing this to show myself working out. I have no real issue with that. I think it's kind of a pain in the ass, and I am shy to set up a camera at the gym. It seems obnoxious to me, but I think I have to really come to terms with the fact that doing this is obnoxious, and you kind of just have to accept the obnoxious nature of creating things. I'm fucking hot. I gotta take the uniform off. I'm sorry. So it's like, I can show myself lifting. I'm not going to show every lift. like Sam Sulik or something. I'm not going to go through every. You don't want to see that. I'll do the heavy maybe. I'll display the heavy, and that'll represent my days of working out. And then 1,600 calories. Like, you really want to see me eat? I guess I could take a photo of everything I eat, or easier, and I have a ton of data now for it, I could upload screenshots of like my Macro Factor, which is the app I use for counting calories. I could upload that as like just I could screenshot it. But is that proof? I don't know. I mean, the proof is going to be I'm thinner every video, so I'm not worried about not being believed. It's more so a matter of creating a sort of rhythm that fits this, like, the overall goal. Because otherwise, every day's video will be just as chaotic as yesterday's and this one. And realistically, that's not going to go anywhere. Which takes me to my next point. The thing I wanted to talk about today is succeeding in any way on YouTube without completely destroying the soul. How do you make a YouTube channel without pog facing? How do you do that? Because that's the only one you're ever going to get. I won't do it. And then how do you cause any sort of traction without constantly, every video's title has to be sort of egging someone on to click? I don't think that it's reasonable to bemoan these features. I think this is just the way attention works. At a certain point, you have to sort of parse, like, am I annoyed at the way algorithms work, or am I annoyed at the way you're supposed to get someone's attention who has no idea who you are or what you're doing? So to an extent, you kind of just have to swallow your pride with this type of thing. So it's a matter of finding a middle ground where I don't feel severely depressed. Or the thing I try to gauge is, like, if I see a video or I see a way of doing something and it fills me with envy, or I think I should have done that, oh, I could do that, or if I think it's a good idea, which I never feel, ever, then I know that's the type of thing I should do. So what I ask myself is, I say, this thing you're about to do, if you saw someone else doing it, would you hit yourself in the head and go, oh my God, you could have done that, you could be doing that? That's when I know I should commit myself to that idea. And with this, all these early videos I know are just going to be outrageous, and many of them will probably be nearly unwatchable, despite how entertaining I think I am. But I need to put these ones out because I need to sort of feel out the rhythm of it. They definitely have to be shorter, but I don't know if I can guarantee that either. There's, of course, the need to edit, which, if you've noticed, no editing. I've done zero editing, aside from moving from one place to another. I would prefer not to do much editing, not because I don't think it's valuable, but because realistically, a video a day is outrageous. It's an outrageous amount of, like, creation. So you have to sort of pick and choose your battles. And if I can manage to make a video every day, it's probably going to be because I'm not heavily editing them. Eventually, it's just not going to be possible. So in order to keep the output reasonable, I will find the quality in quantity, but also there will be days where I'm able to create something significantly more creative. And then there will be days where it's day 5, it's day 6, it's day 7. But ideally, always, creating something of value in there. I should have started with credentials. I should have started with, I've done this and I've done that, and this is why you should listen to me. I guess part of the reason I don't do that is because in my head I'm like, well, I'm proving it over time, right? I guess if you watch video 400 or something, or 280, and I weigh 170 pounds, then it's like I could start giving you the credentials of the literal videos in the past, as opposed to my past, which I will get into, but I don't know how to shoehorn it into a daily update video. So these are my thoughts before the board today, my thoughts before the whiteboard. I'm going to move on. We're going to move on to something else. This is another thing. I keep talking and then I look at the camera and it says 11 minutes. 11 minutes? What did I say? But yeah, day 2. We'll go deeper if this makes it. If I sit this far back in my, I gotta take these fucking things off. If I sit this far back in my chair, do I seem more chill? I could be chiller, hold on. Maybe I can't be that chill. Hold on. One of these does it. Yeah, now we're fucking chilling out. This is the chill zone. We're in the chill zone right now. The reason we're in the chill zone is because I've tried to make a competent rant. Not rant. Nobody tries. If you try to make a rant, kind of missing the point. We're in the chill zone because it's a down day. Like, I'm just not. I don't usually have days like this, but today I'm feeling like. I don't know. After yesterday's video, the blood just got sucked out of me. There's so much to do. I struggle to do anything without writing about it first. And this form is so unlike writing, which for me is so private and so methodical, obviously. And obviously there are these intense stream of consciousness, and then there's editing, and, you know, when I write, it feels a lot like a dance for me. It's a dance that I'm improving over time, and I learn the rhythm of what I'm writing, and I learn the mood, and you banish your intelligence. You know, the watchers at the gates of intelligence. I guess it was Schiller, maybe. I could be wrong. Could have been, you know, the guy, the Blues Clues guy. He said that. But comparatively to this, where I'm just kind of going for it and I'm not thinking about it, it's very difficult for me, and it makes me very insecure because I generally don't like to do anything without combing over it many, many times, and maybe I should, but the reality is, for me to create this kind of volume, a video a day, it cannot have that much redoing. You know, it can't be edited that heavily. It can't be scripted out at length and redone and it's just something I have to accept. And I am acquiring new skills by doing this, and that is part of what this frustration is I can feel myself learning very rapidly, and I can feel myself acknowledging my faults very quickly, which I have no issue in doing. It's just that the overall process is not as gratifying as writing, because for me, for writing, one, bro, I just looked at the OBS of me, and I could get lower, dude. For one, if I let me take my hat off. You can see that I'm losing my hair too, which fucking sucks. Hold on, let me fix my hair. I can fix it though for the video. So, for one, it's like, it's so early on, I shouldn't be this judgmental of myself. And I know it's boring, alright? But I do think there's something to the hypnotic nature of these types of videos. And I think that the form of a daily video fits the theme, or at the very least the core, the principle of losing large amount of weight. It is a marathon, right? It is this daily rote thing you have to experience. You have to win the fight every day, like everything else, but it's a great expression of that. So I don't want to make one good video every 2 weeks. I would rather do this. And also, it's forcing me to learn at a much quicker pace. I look like I've been microwaved into my own chair. I look like I'm a melted ice cream. Should I get up? I don't think I can get up from here. This is it. This is where I live now. Look at this prodigious chin. This is the chin of like an animal that holds berries in its neck. Or like, I'm sure there's a monkey out there that like gets an engorged chin and it like glows red or something to attract bitches. And that's kind of what I've got going on right now. But this is starting to fucking hurt. Hold on. Alright. Hold on. Shit. Here. And then we're here. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. When you write, it's like so... When I write, it's very... First of all, I'm a very private person. Like, I'm outgoing, and I'm funny, and I'm entertaining, and I'm confident in basically any environment, right? But I have an intensely private inner world that I don't like to share. And I write more words than I speak. So this is its own learning process by that as well. This is day 2. I can't keep going. I'm learning a lot, and I will become better at focusing my intent and applying myself to being entertaining in the sense of being honest with myself, but also still being funny and finding a way to the middle ground exists somewhere. But my talent is minuscule for this at the moment. So I think day 2 takeaway. We're at, how long have I been doing this? 6 minutes. Jesus fucking Christ! How does time go so fast when you hit record? Time just goes. Whoo! I'm looking over here because this is my faces, and I'm fucking obsessed with myself. I'm not. I'm just concerned about the way I look. The I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say. This is, you do have to remind yourself constantly there's an audience, in theory, right? Let's say one person watches this video, this person still sort of deserves some kind of entertainment, but I'm not really going to worry about shit like that, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just going to do what I want. That's the only way I know how to do it. And it will get better, but this is how it's going to be. They're going to be daily videos that are sort of, at times, boring, perhaps. But the goal will be clear, and the way the repetition fits into the nature of that goal will be obvious as well, I think. But I think actually that the best way around these, like, I keep getting these intrusive thoughts of like, well, you should explain how you're doing this and why you're doing this and how you're losing weight and why you're doing it this way and how you're doing this. Makes a lot of sense. So I think I will probably make videos on the side of these, one or two, or one every once in a while, where I go more in depth about the specifics. Like, so instead of it saying like day 2, blah, 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 I'll make a video that's just like calories, like my plan, like how calories work, why I'm doing it. That will probably curb some of this meandering where I constantly feel like I need to address certain things that I'm not addressing that are important. But today, as a recap, it's 4-ish p.m. or something, and it's just been, I woke up, I read, I wrote, I've had a protein shake and a little bit of peanut butter, and I haven't really ate anything otherwise. I generally eat 600 calories or so throughout the day, and then I try to have like 800 for dinner, and then 200 where it's just like who knows what happens. But I think we're gonna leave it there. Yeah, just still baby steps where I'm overly concerned, and I'm really just kind of spewing and losing focus and not portraying myself as well as I'd like to. I think that I just have to accept these things for what they are for now. But that's day 2, right? I mean, let's leave it at that. Maybe I'll do more, maybe I'll add something on, but for now it's like fucking, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and I will gradually become expert at this. This will not only be a recording of someone losing 80 pounds and hopefully, maybe encouraging you to take on a difficult task, but it'll also be a recording of someone improving their capacity to entertain in a very directed, non-edited way, which comes to me naturally when I'm with other people, but there's a very big difference. When this camera's on, it's like everything kind of changes. The moment something's pointing at your face, for me, I'm like, I'm not shy, it just kind of, it changes you a little bit. But yeah. Yeah, that's it. Fucking, I'll leave you with another quote. Don't let your shit get all fucked up. Very good.